the Carolina Panthers hired Matt Rule, Joe Brady, and now Phil Snow as head coach, offensive coach, and head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, respectively. So Matt Rule, head coach, Joe Brady, offensive coordinator, voice crack, Phil Snow as defensive coordinator. Now, just a little background, Matt Rule and Phil Snow both were at Baylor and helped turn it into a competitive program where they were somewhat in the hunt for the playoffs. I never really thought that they were going to make it, but they were in the hunt and were very, very competitive and, almost beat Oklahoma, but choked the big lead. And Joe Brady, he helped LSU and Joe Burrow win the NCAA college football championship. But there's only so much I can say about whether these coaches are going to turn out to be fantastic or are actually good going into the Panthers organization. But I can say the effect it'll have on the organization, players, and the future of the Panthers, like what it means. First of all, I want to say all these guys are coming out of college, but they have at least 1 year of NFL experience. Joe Brady, for example, he was there for the Saints for I think 2 years. Yeah, 2 years, I think. But all these guys have at least 1 year of college experience. However, those resulted in quick exits that brought them back to the collegiate level. And if I'm an NFL player who's been in the league for quite some time, especially if I'm a veteran, and I'm on that Carolina Panthers roster, I'm probably like, dude, come on, what have you done? Yeah, you probably brought Baylor, to recognition on the national spectrum, and yeah, Joe Brady, you did a good job with LSU, but I think I know a bit more than you, and I think that leads to a lack of respect, or not so much respect, but more of a lack of inspiration, a lack of them being able to call out the best in those players. So I think instead of lack of respect, I think it's more of lack of inspiration. I think that's the biggest thing, lack of inspiration. And I think that either this year or next year, a lot of players will start making their way out of Carolina, especially veteran players. A lot of them are going to start making their way out of Carolina, leaving space for a lot younger players. And I think that's the direction that this organization is going into with those hires, which is just starting over with Christian McCaffrey, which I hope works out, and that new coaching regime. And the reason why I say I hope it works out, I'm going to get into that a bit later. But that brings me to Cam Newton. I believe that even when Kyle Allen was going crazy, that the plan under Ron Rivera was to stick with Cam Newton because that's your superstar guy. I said, I don't care if Kyle Allen, freaking wins the whole rest of the season out. If he wins, 6, 7, 8 games in a row. I don't care if he's throwing 50 touchdowns for the whole season. I don't care. If he wins me the Super Bowl, awesome. Maybe I'll start considering. But I don't care what he does because Cam Newton is my guy. And I thought that was the idea under Ron Rivera, that no matter what Kyle Allen does, Cam Newton is my guy. But that was shaken up when Ron Rivera was fired and Matt Rule stepped in as the new head coach. And now it's starting to change even more for me with these other 2 hires, bringing in a new young coaching regime. Now, with those new hires, especially with Matt Rule stepping in, I'm leaning more to the idea that they're going to move on from Cam Newton and draft a quarterback and play Kyle Allen and just let that young quarterback develop behind Kyle Allen. That's more of what I'm thinking is going to go on. And that just has to do with a new regime, not with Cam Newton being a bad player at all. I still think he's really, really good. But I think that's just where the Panthers organization is just going. And I don't love it because I really wanted them to hang on to Cam Newton, which I think would have been done with Ron Rivera. And I think that in doing so, in trying to bring in a new regime and start out fresh, the hope is, yeah, you're going to build around Christian McCaffrey. But at the same time, I think that they're going to end up wasting his best years, which are right now. I think that's what's going to end up happening. And if they really do cut Cam Newton, what I said about players leaving, oh yeah, they're definitely going to start leaving. And it could be veterans. It could be literally anyone that starts leaving. Because I'm pretty sure players in the locker room have a severe respect and loyalty towards Cam Newton that if the Panthers wrong him, they're out of there. Because it's showing a lack of respect towards Cam Newton. And that's what I'm thinking when I see this, and I really hope it works out. But I think that these hires, Matt Rule, Joe Brady, and Phil Snow, are great individual ones. Great individually, where you're like, you know what, on another team, maybe that defense sucks, bring in Phil Snow, and that's about it. Or if that offense is, not doing so hot, bring in Joe Brady as an offense coordinator. Or even Matt Rule as an offense coordinator, or I don't remember which one he specializes in. But bringing them in individually, I think would have been fine for me. But collectively, as a young group, together new to this whole thing, although they do have 1 year of experience under their belt, but new to being at the very, very top, I just do not see it working out really, really well, especially with Christian McCaffrey there, and them potentially wasting his talent, and they're going to end up starting from scratch, which means drafting another quarterback who they will hope turns out to be a Cam Newton or Joe Burrow, but that could be for a very, very long time, and it's just going to take a long time for them to start rebuilding a roster that, not too long ago went to the Super Bowl, and I believe under Cam Newton can get back there. Maybe not this upcoming year, but a couple years from now could definitely get back there. But I think that they're going to end up wasting Christian McCaffrey's talent and in his superstardom while rebuilding the rest of the roster. And I think that in addition to that, they're probably going to let Cam Newton, probably cut Cam Newton, which will result in several players just leaving the organization.